We're here in Milton at the Cycling Canada Annual General Meeting for 2014, talking with John Tolkamp, the President of Cycling Canada. John, Cycling Canada has just come off a pretty big year in terms of results and initiatives, and you're going into an even bigger year next year, moving into Milton and Pan Am Games and build up to Rio. So can you give us a bit of an overview of the past year and looking forward?
I'm going to start with Milton, and we've got the velodrome opening. It's days away, and it's a fantastic facility. Again, I had a tour of it just another night ago, and it's just unbelievable when you walk in there. The infrastructure that's in place, the track itself, unreal, and it's not just the facility that's going to be so critical to us. It's how we're bringing things together, and when you think about it. You've got Cycling Canada's track coaches are going in there, so our top-level high-performance coaches are going into the track. You've got the Ontario Cycling Association is moving in there as well. You've got Steve Bauer and the Milton Cycling Academy and the community of Milton in there as well. So I look at that, and from a high-performance, from an athlete development perspective, we've got that integration potential, the natural communication that's going to happen. You're going to have Steve with the young kids. He's already got 500 people signed up for certification. He's at capacity. The city of Milton tells me that the infield and everything like that is already at capacity, so the facility is already a success. We just need to get it built and open. But certainly from a community engagement perspective, from a cycling engagement perspective, it's already a success. And then we have the opportunity to integrate, right from grassroots right up to our National Olympic team athletes right in one facility. And the opportunity there between athletes, the coaches, is phenomenal. And it goes beyond the facility, and I've said this before, it goes beyond just the facility and the athletes and the sports. It's bringing together so much of cycling. We're already looking at putting in place a permanent physical hall of fame for cycling in there. The city of Milton is embracing cycling in many different ways, so the community engagement perspective is going to be amazing. And then we've got opportunities for road cycling around here, mountain bike and BMX. And then you've got a university campus that looks to be happening as well. So I think we're creating an environment and infrastructure there that is going to be certainly the nucleus of cycling in Canada, and will really do well to develop the sport of cycling in our largest province and a major population base. So it couldn't be a better location for us, I think, in where it's going.
Now, other things that's going on. I mean, we've just heard of the AGM. We've heard the financials. The federation is getting bigger and more financially secure every year. We've had some strong results in cycling, so I mean, you must be feeling pretty happy about how that's going.
Financially, yes, we're strong. We've had 8 consecutive years now of positive financial results. We've actually, looks like we've attained what we think is the necessary funds for our rainy day fund. Should things happen and funding doesn't come through, or there's something catastrophic, I think we've kind of reached the point where now our surplus is at a point where we can actually start to think less about building a surplus and actually starting to invest in other programs. So that's great to see that flexibility coming from a financial perspective. There's a lot of growth in other areas, the organizational capacity, and I'm not just talking Cycling Canada. From what I heard this weekend with our discussions with the provinces as well, provinces are doing very, very well. There's more coaching development going on. There's more youth programs happening. So that's exciting to see, and that's so important to growing it. And Cycling Canada and the provinces working together, I think we'll continue to see that grow, strengthen, and I love to see the youth development happening, and it's happening in a lot of the provinces, and we're going to see that, and that'll lead to higher performances and more of an athlete base that we can draw into our national team.
Now, I mean, that brings up the point of the development fund, which was announced at the Montreal Grand Prix, which we talked a little bit about. But how is that developing?
It's coming along, and again, it points to our structures and our capacity to do things. I had approached the Canadian Olympic Foundation about a year ago, saying we were looking to build a foundation. And initially, when I talked to them, it was more about can they lend us our expertise. But very quickly, that went beyond just lending expertise. They actually wanted to partner with us. They saw us as an organization that was perfectly positioned to actually go that next step and start to look for private funders and to really develop some flexibility and financial capital by tapping into people. I mean, cycling is a popular sport. It's growing in popularity. And they felt we as an organization were structured and ready to take that on. And so the conversation has evolved. We've now partnered with them. The goal is to set up a foundation. We're actively recruiting chairs right now. We want to have the chairs and really formally announce the foundation, hopefully by the time Pan American Games rolls around next summer. And our goals are ambitious, $3 to $4 million to be raised in the next few years. And that is to go to development athletes to help pay for salaries, travel, programming, team, getting to competitions, everything like that, and really be able to support those athletes that don't have to necessarily have the financial resources, the bank of mom and dad or the local sponsors. We want to really be able to support them to that extent so that they can continue to go in the sport. And that, to me, is just our first campaign. And I see further campaigns that we're successful in setting up a foundation down the road that'll support and grow cycling in many different ways.
Great. Well, thank you very much, and we'll look forward to seeing the velodrome open at the beginning of January.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. And actually, it's not all rosy. There's a few things that we've got to work on. I'll touch on that. I do want to acknowledge that we've got areas to work on. We worked with the provinces this weekend on BMX, and it's an area we'd like to see some integration across the country and some homogeneity. And we're still working through that. We want to make sure we've got a national strategy there. So there's more work to be done there. We acknowledge that too, that Cycling Canada is very focused on the track, but we do want to work with the road side of things. It's important to the organization. It's important to the country for sure, and we've got to find ways to be effective in supporting road as well. And those are some areas that we've had discussions around this weekend, and we're going to continue to work on and continue to grow the sport.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Rob.